that actually is really awesome to have the Hydra device working. In the next session, I'm going to focus on BI. After that, we come back to payment. Same disclaimer. The session BI reporting. Before I get started, how many people here actually attended the Houston Tech Conference? Ooh, quite a bit. Good, good. That time we also talk about BI. This is a continuation for the next release of the BI. Pain points. Really, the challenge we have is people want to get the business data. You talk about you have central office, you have POS stores, and how do you get the data? You need the data. You need the data to make business decisions. Once you got the data, it's not enough. You have to have a report. You have to have a way to be able to analyze the data, give you the business insight. That's not enough either. You need to be able to visually to look at the data. Just look at the database, take a look at that records, and you see those records in there. It doesn't make any sense. It's just a truckload of sales, transactions coming in from POS stores. You have millions of such records. But what that really means, you need to be able to visualize the data. Ability for you to even customize the data, to take the data you have, and then customize that, and bring that business insight for you to make business decision. So that is the business challenge. With what we're going to demo today, you're going to see what we invested in the 2012 R2 timeframe, plus what SQL team going to bring us to really help you to get to what you want. For R2, we invested into a new retail cube. You don't have that before. Before, we were using the sales cube. Now you have a dedicated cube, retail cube. We also build quite a bit of reports, including KPIs for you. We have rich presentation for you to visualize. We also have extensibilities for you to customize the data. As part of AX 2012 R2, on top of this existing, the one in blue, this is the existing cube we had before. You have general ledger, sales, production, purchase. There are 4 new cubes got created. One of that cube is dedicated for retail. Let's look at the architecture a little bit. Again, you kind of more like a 3-tier. Everything's 3-tier. You have database down here. That's where the data stores. The data is going to come in this case, not only the core AX, but also data coming from channels, from your retail stores, from online, for the online store. Once you get to that data point, we have AOS. AOS has a data query. It has a metadata services. More important, all data service. All data services give you the ability to do a quick, easy query. It surfaces data through all data. This is a brand new technology we're implying. Besides that, cube. You build cubes. Typical thing we do. On top of that, you have row center through AS client, Windows client, or external client you want to customize. For retail cube, what did we do? We add measures. You know, we have measures and dimensions. We add a customer. We add a retail channel. You can read it. Inventory values and sales orders. We add a bunch of measures. We also add dimensions. Because once you have the measure, you need to slice the data. You have customer, currency, store information, workers and products, terminals, payment methods. You can slice and dice the data the way you want it. There are more reports. We also, out of the box for R2, we continue to have retail matrix reports, sales performance reports. But look at this guy, more important. GM ROI, gross margin return on inventory investment. People pay money for that. They pay a whole lot of money for that report. You get for free, out of the box. Additional reports here. Which one's more interesting? KPIs. There's one KPI besides this, cost of goods sold, data inventory amount, quantity, gross margin. We also have the square footage. Sales by hour. Yeah, this guy. Sales per unit area. Because we say areas for US, you got food. For China, somewhere you got meter. That's a key indicator that tells how quick you turn around. Like Apple store, they like a 70 or something. Their inventory can. I'm sorry, that's the inventory turn. For the square footage, I don't know that number, but their number is really, really huge. Microsoft Store, after the Surface, I think probably can get to that number soon, hopefully. So now I'm going to start a little bit demo here. I have 2 demos scheduled. One is really take you through to add a KPI to the role center. Second, our demo I'm going to do is to show you the new visualization provided by SQL team. Take on the first one. So you can see I have empty row center, nothing here. I hope actually I'm going to do a small detour here, going to show you how do you take the cube and deploy it. So you have this out-of-box AX, but you need to deploy the cube. What you do is you go to AWT, then you select this BI tools. You go to the wizard. You select the data partition.
Can't see. Slide it over.
Oh. You go to the step down here. You can deploy the cube. I've already deployed it, so I'm not going to show you continue this on. What you do is just go next. Yeah. Oh, okay. I'm going to log out and redo this. Did it be better or?
Almost.
Okay. Sorry. So you go to the wizard here, you can deploy your cube. Once it landed, it's in the SQL Server. You also can use Visual Studio to modify your cube. Just open the project. You can select the analysis server, and select the cube you have. You can open it up, and then you can really look at the different KPIs, the dimensions, and everything you have down here. Also the relationship. Part of a customization down here, you can add additional data source, add the fact table, add the dimension, whatever way you want it. Once you're done, you can redeploy back to the SQL Server, but more important is you do need to process the cube in order to see the data. So assuming I've done the whole thing, now I'm going to customize the row center. So I'll go to row center. So this is the AX Enterprise Portal. I want to do is add a KPI, retail KPIs. before that, I did create a data source, so it knows where to get to the cube. Now you can see this white part in this shows up. I can select retail KPIs. I select retail cube. I want to know total sale. OK. Let me add it one more. Save. Go back to AX. Refresh. You got your data shows up. And this is also is role-based. Based on your login, the permission you have, the data is going to get filtered. So if you're a CEO, you're coming in, you're going to see the data. If you're a store manager, you probably have a different version of the role center. Presentations. Now we got the data. I showed you we can do kind of KPI role center. But that's not enough. I want to see more data. I want to see I can do data analysis using my role center. How can I do that? That comes down to say, for presentation, there are 3 ways. If you want to visually to see the data, you can do some predefined chart controls. As part of AX 2012 R2, we have high-speed chart created as part of role center. You can predefine them. If you want to print, let's say you have a truckload data you want to print it out and as a report, you use the SSRS, the SQL reporting services. If you really want to do analysis, use SQL powerbi. That's new in the SQL Server 2012 SP1. The new version hasn't been released yet. It has the powerbi. This gives you kind of another presentation high-level architecture to talk about different data, what type of purpose, what things you're going to use. You can use the ASP.NET, AS Client, SSRS, Power Pivot, Power View. Power Pivot is another one. Use Excel. If you really want to do data analysis, you get the Power Pivot. You download the data. Basically, Excel download large amount of data into your system. I'll speak up a little bit. Download into Excel. Then you can do data analysis and generate some beautiful reports. The next one I'm going to show you is really the SQL Power View. SQL Power View is fully integrated with the SharePoint 2013. You can do it in here. You define some data source. The data source connect to the cube you have. So I'm going to show you one of the data source I created. It's just basic connections to your server, to the cube you have, and also specify which cube. Part of that, you also can specify the permissions to run this, to do the connectivity. Once you're done, you can create Power View reports. I will open one. I have done halfway through. In here, just like Excel, you have the pivot down here. You can add or remove additional fact tables, measures. You can slice and dice the data by using dimensions. You can add additional data points here. This is too small, I guess. How do I show bigger? 1 second here. Basically, what you do is just drag and drop. You can specify the filter for, let's say I want to show only certain companies in this list. You can specify that. Depends on the data you select in this grid. The left side grid also aware what's data being changed. You can also add additional page. Define one page, then you can define the second page. Back. I'll show you another report I defined. This is one you can change the title, anything you want it, change the chart type. More important, it also has a map. If you have the geographic location information that has the longitude, latitude, that can pinpoint connect to the map. It shows, imagine you want to see your store sales on a map. They show different colors based on the volume. For the chart, you can also customize what information you want to show. What I put here is a quarter. You want to only show certain quarter. This is really small. I couldn't even see it. The data really got filtered. Your IT poor person can just define the report any way you want it. Once you're done, you save the report. Now I want to add this report to the row center. I select the white part, edit. I need to edit the property of the white part to specify which report I want to surface. set the size. I got my report surfaced. Now let's go back to AX. Here's the report. You can filter, also doing the filtering here. You want to see any quarter you have cell within a range. Move the range left to right. You want to see, let me remove this. What about my stores? Bellevue store, Boston, Chicago. You can see that from your AS client. More important, do you guys see there's a 1/3? Look at it. Now, within this very limited space, you can go page by page and look at your data the way you want it. I guess I set the resolution too high. Now you have a report with one side with the bars, give you this information, visual information, give you this KPI here. You also can add the chart, anything you want. Remember we did in March when we talked about what we're going to do for R2. Our decision is we're going to focus on data. Retail team, dynamics, we focus on data. We make the data available to you. We create a retail cube. We connect not only just the inventory data, but also connect the transaction data, the truckload data coming in from the retail stores. With that connection, give you capabilities such as you want to know the average basket size, right there. We have the data. We have the KPI. We have that right there for you to use it. That decision is totally correct. Instead, we spend investments on building visualization. The moment we make that data available to the cube, look at this product. SQL Server 2012. Just visualize data any way you want it. It's beautiful. I was so surprised the moment actually I see this. Really happy to see this. Again, re-emphasize the extensibility. You can customize the cube, adding additional data source, measures, dimensions, calculation, KPIs. Yeah, it's easy. You can do that. Then you surface data using Microsoft technology. Key takeaway, you got a new cube as part of 2012 R2. You got additional reports, you got rich presentations, you got extensibility. Questions? That's good, no questions. Can you get closer? Yeah. Sorry. Turn it on or? Yeah.
How quickly does the cube refresh?
Oh, two aspects. The question is how quickly the cube refresh coming from stores. I think there are two stages. Stage number one, the data is in the store. You need to move the data into AX. Either you do trickle feed, but end of the day, you need to post it. Because in order to see some of the data, they are coming out from the inventory table. So that's step number one. Once you got data posted in AX, you still need to process it. Process that is through the SQL server. You set an agent. You say how frequent you want to process. If you take data in once a day, BI, you probably just can set it once a day or some sort. Depends on the data volume. It's a really configuration issue.